Hey everybody, this is your girl Ellie Marie, and I know again I am extremely late for my videos, but I still feel like I need to record them to stay in practice even though they're coming out mad late. So this is Friday's marriage boot camp, which is coming up tomorrow because today is Thursday, but I am on my way to my second job and I'm actually here mad early, which is good because now I can record for you guys and then we can go from here. Basically, so let's just get right into it because I do have a couple of more videos that I need to record before I go into my shift and also call my boyfriend. So anyway, we got marriage boot camp. Basically, today is about repeating cycles, and we all know that behaviors are not taught. I mean, they're not born. You're not born with certain behaviors. You learn these behaviors. So we talk about repeating cycles. So what they do in this episode is that they basically want the people to go back to a memory when they were like a kid, their worst memory that they can remember, and speak on it. And now we see how much it affects them because we can always see the life cycles in people's lives. So everyone's separated. So we have Lana and Renee together, and Jennifer is in another room. Chrissy and Mama Jones are together, and that's it. Those are the only ones. Oh, and we have Matt and Tanya together because I don't know how they did that, but anyway. I guess it's like the core people of the group or the glues. So anyway. Basically we start off with Lana. Lana basically says that she has her father when she was younger always made fun of her, ridiculed her for her weight, and that's really like one of her worst memories with her father. Renee was like, oh, my father's gonna kill her because she's talking bad about him, but that's her truth. Regardless if it's a bad about the father image or whatever, that's her truth. And I feel like Renee just has like, she doesn't understand, like she has such this high loyalty to her father, but she needs to also have this loyalty to her sister, so she has to respect their truth. Everybody's truth is what their truth is, regardless of what you think or you perceive of what their truth is. That's their truth. We talk about, then they switch over to Jennifer and how Jennifer states that, you know, her father answered to nobody, which we kind of can believe that. So for that, Jen was completely against that. She said that I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna get my education, nobody's gonna be ever control me, and she makes her own choices and decisions. And we can tell that Jen is very much complete opposite of her sisters. She seems like she's on the straight and narrow, and she just like, doesn't get hung up on things. She's the more mild-tempered one. And she's the baby of all fun things, which is so funny. Then we have Renee. She goes back to the point where she was stabbed by her boyfriend, and she told her father, and the father made sure that it would never happen again. And they were like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, well, basically he broke both his arms. That sounds about right. Yep, that sounds about right from an Italian person to touch their daughters. Yeah, no, you ain't gonna be touching mine, and you won't do it again. Click, click. So then we go on to Amber and Tanya. Basically, Amber remembers Tanya getting drunk, hitting on her father, being a very abusive parent to her, and also abusive spouse to her father, in which we see Amber doing the same exact thing. We talk to Tanya, and she talks about how her father and mother, they were in a abusive relationship as well. So she had, like, they would come home, and she gave the story, like, all her siblings had to line up on the stairs, and they all got a whooping for no reason. So they were just abused because the father would come home drunk, and that's just what he wanted to do. So we go to Matt. Matt, to me, was, like, one of the biggest. I'm kind of not shocked, but I am shocked about what he said, but this does explain a lot of his behavior, like how he is. So basically, Matt, when he was young, he was in the second grade, he got raped by a authoritative person that he trusted. He was home, told his father did not care, his father was drunk. He didn't even bother to tell his mom, which I feel like kids should always tell the moms, because for some reason moms just it's another level for moms. But Jim, like Jim said, he's a father. Like, he was feeling some type of way about the whole thing. He was getting this rage inside of him. So he you know, he felt like from that story, he felt no matter what I say, the truth or the lie, nobody matter. It doesn't matter. And so like today, when you look at him, you know, all these lies and truths and whatever, he's almost like, no matter what I say or do, it's still going to like look bad on me, so nobody cares. And we can see that from the past experience that he had. So then we get that we go on to Guy. Guy had an abusive father when he was growing up, and Brandy remembers the one time that her father smacked her. So we have a repeat of that one. We then get on to Chrissy. Chrissy's father, she comes from an addictive, like a drug household. So her father was addicted to drugs. So she remembers it was like her 6th or 7th birthday. She was excited. She's like, Daddy, it's my birthday. Let's go out. And he was like in his room getting high and didn't pay her no mind. He literally just put money underneath the door and was like, go with your mom to have fun for your birthday. So he was an absentee father, although he was present. Then we talk about Jim, and Jim basically states that, you know, he was always by his mom's side, and Nancy, in which we can tell, I mean, I can tell that Nancy was on some previous drugs, although it's terrible for me to say that, but you can tell. So she was on crack, and Jimmy would try to find her. He knew where to go to find her if he needed to. Sometimes he wouldn't even leave her. He would be in places where he shouldn't be while his mom was on her high. And then Nancy didn't really talk too much. So I don't know. But during this, Jimmy, he kind of like cried, which was like at first emotional state that we saw outside of anger. And Brandy said it right. She's like, there's no medium with Jim. He's either extremely angry or he's crying. And so we just see this unstable, like there's no middle ground with him. So I thought that was pretty good. So after everybody told their story, they kind of like, you know, Amber talks to her mom, to Tanya, and she's like, did Matt like say the truth and all this other stuff? And Tanya was like, yeah, he did. He actually like, you know, spoke about it. And so Amber goes in there, and she like really like, this is like the best scene that I've seen of these two this whole entire season so far. She like sits on his lap and just like loves on him, and I feel like that was like the most beautiful scene that I've ever seen these two do, and that I've seen in this whole episode. So, and he actually received it, which was actually pretty nice. So then anyway, we continue on. They do the Ghost of Christmas Past, Future, and Present. They actually asked Jen to leave because they realize that Jen is the glue and the buffer between Lana and Renee. So she decides that she is happy to leave because she is always in the middle of the sisters, and she's tired of being in the middle of the sisters, and she wants them to work it out. So she leaves, and we don't know where she goes, but she's gone for like the next 24 hours. We find out from the doctors because Renee's like, where's my sister? Where is my sister? So it was powerful. This one, I didn't see the previous episodes, but I feel like this was very powerful because what it is like they bring out the younger versions or the older versions of the people, and they have them talk about what happened earlier that day or in previous interviews. So they've done like their research to come up with these storylines. And so some of those kids, I mean, I'm in there crying. I mean, I know they're actors and I know like whatever, but I'm still tearful because these things are reality for people. This is not a movie. I do think some things can be fudged, but I don't think a lot of this was fudged. I don't think Jim and Nancy's story was fudged. I don't think Chrissy's story was fudged, because I do believe that they love on each other so hard because they want to make up for the disappointment that they had in their younger years. And I do know a little bit of history about how they met, so it does make sense about why they are together, how they met, and why they stay together. Matt, I definitely believe that story. I definitely do. I don't see that being any different. And I definitely believe the Rosanazzo sister story. So, and you can tell with Brandy and Guy that their relationship is not on point. So that section, you know, they talk about, they had the kids come out, they do it, and Nancy at one point, she didn't want to hear it. She didn't want to hear about the past, and that's how you know that definitely Nancy has a lot to get through. Like, Nancy has a lot of work to do. She's not willing to, like, accept what she did wrong, and if she was wrong. But you know, Nancy to me is like, I'm the mom, I make these decisions, that's it, whatever I say goes, and that's it, don't question me, no nothing. And can somebody tell me what Jim Jones' real name is? Because they had it up there, Guatemala or something like that. I don't know, but I like that name better than Jim. I really like that name. That name sounds definitely Spanish descent. I think it fits him. I really do. And I feel like if somebody would have pronounced it nice and loud for me, I would even love it even more. I definitely like that name. So, but anyway, so we'll see. At the end of the episode, we got Amber trying to cuddle with Matt, and Matt is just not having it. Something else is going on between these two, and I just can't figure it out. So, I don't know, but we'll see what happens on the next episode. You know, this is probably one of my favorite shows that I'm reviewing because it's real life, it's real, you can apply to your own life, and you can see all these family issues and connections and the past that you endure with one another, and how it affects the present that you're in right now, and how it can definitely change the future. So let me know what you thought about this episode. Let me know your thoughts on the Joneses. How it's interesting how they're all pretty much related in their background history. So let me know what you guys think. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.